Glyn, thanks very much indeed. Let me just mention some magic figures to you. For Carmarthen, when Carmarthen comes up, I want you to think about these figures. If the Yes campaign gets 45,700 or more, they've won. If the No campaign gets 29,600 or more, they have won. Those are the magic figures. 45,700 for the Yeses, 29,600 for the Noes. It's coming up quite soon. Let's go over to the National Counting Centre. John Pienaar is at the National Counting Centre. You can see that David Wigley there, the Plaid Cymru president, flanked by Richard Livesey, the leader of the Lib Dems in Wales, both fervent supporters of devolution. They'll be as anxious as anybody else before those results come through. Our correspondent, John Pienaar, should be with us quite shortly to tell us if there's any word there from the Yes or for the No campaign.
Yes.
John, can you hear me?
Indeed, Hugh. You've been looking at the crowded benches behind you, which in the last few minutes have filled almost as if by magic with Yes campaigners from the Labour Party, from Plaid Cymru and from the Liberal Democrats, because the word has been spreading through the National Count Centre here that Carmarthen will not only vote yes to devolution, not only vote yes in a big way for devolution, but will vote yes in sufficient numbers to turn this referendum into a yes for a Welsh Assembly. That's the reason for the excitement. Over there, Ron Davis, the Welsh Secretary, is going to make an entrance into the hall any moment now to hear the result, which is about to be declared.
We're now ready to go. Yn Shigar, in Carmarthenshire. Ni fyr y pleidleisau dilys a fwriad dros y datganiad yr oedd.
This is the yes vote.
Cytina,
Rather haltingly.
Hil cydnilliad I Gymru oedd.
This is the vote.
49,000.
49,000.
Cant un dig a phimp.
125, that's a yes.
The number of valid votes cast for the proposition, I agree that there should be a Welsh Assembly, was 49,115.
I reckon that's a yes. The noes are coming up.
Dros y datganiad nid oedd y cytina a dalid cael cynulliad I Gymru oedd. Dithig
26,000. So I think that's a yes all round.
The number of valid votes.
The final finishing post. Well, look at that. Who could have predicted these scenes and that result? They have crossed the finishing line. Look at the national count. They cannot believe it. It's a last-second victory. They're just getting the figures confirmed there by Professor Sunderland. They cannot believe it. 0.3% of a victory to the Yes campaign. Quite incredible. A night of absolute high drama. 0.3%. 0.3% nationwide in Wales of a victory for the Yes campaign. Everything turning on Carmarthenshire. The magic figure was 45,700. As we said, it was actually 49,000. Peter, confirm it all for us.
Right, so here's the picture then, first of all, of the result from Carmarthen. There's Carmarthen, a great big slab of West Wales there. 49,115 for yes, 26,119 only for the noes, a huge majority for the yeses. The shares, 65.3 to 34.7. A majority for the yeses in Carmarthen, then, of 30.6. A very handsome majority for the yeses in Carmarthen. Wales after 22 results. And it's going to be yes by 559,419, the noes 552,698. So Wales, after all that, on the 22nd result, has voted yes. And that means we'll go into the City Hall in Cardiff, and assuming that Westminster goes ahead with this very, very tight result indeed, and there may be a lot of objections to it, Wales will have an assembly. Hugh.
What can I say, Peter? That is quite amazing, isn't it? I've certainly never known anything like that. That is unbelievably dramatic. Barry Jones. What can you say, Barry?
The word gobsmacked comes readily to mind. I don't think any of us expected that kind of turnaround. One was aware that there were strong yes constituencies coming up, but But I don't think anyone in their wildest dreams expected this would happen. Not even the most fervent yes supporter.
Well, Robin, from your point of view, this is unbelievable. Just imagine, look at these pictures here from the No campaign. Well, you can understand how they feel. All evening, they've been looking at really a narrow victory for themselves, and they've been, as they will feel, robbed of that victory at the very last second, the very last result of this referendum. Robin, we should hear quite shortly from Ron Davies, the Secretary of State for Wales. Shouldn't take us too much difficulty to guess how he's feeling, Robin, along with his supporters here.
Enormous mopping of brows, both with Ron Davies here in Wales and, I would suspect, at number 10 Downing Street. What an incredible night of political drama. And in the end, they've just squeaked it. In Derby horse racing terms, it was won by a short head on the line.
When you want good television,
incredible.
come to Wales, obviously.
We always say that, absolutely, Barry. Robin, just then, we were talking earlier on about whether it was a narrow no. There might be questions about how they proceed. Peter then said, well, of course, there may be questions at Westminster Road, pushing ahead with this. Again, the point I put to you several hours ago now, there can be no question, really. They will press ahead with it. Obviously, they will press ahead, and they will perhaps hark back a little bit to the general election mandate as well as to this referendum result. But it is a victory. By however narrow the margin, it is a victory. The government, therefore, has the right to go ahead. The people have been consulted in a referendum. However narrow their verdict, it is a yes vote. The government is entitled to go ahead. We're waiting for Ron Davies to talk. Let's have a look, shall we, at what's going on either at the National Counting Centre or at the Yes campaign. Let's have a look at the Yes campaign now, just to see how they're responding. Clearly, they are flag-waving and cheering, as you would expect. They still can't believe quite what's happened. Let's go over to the National Counting Centre. Let's go over there, and here's the Secretary of State for Wales.
Good morning. And it is a very good morning in Wales. Yeah.